Viewers, please pay attention. This is a big story tonight. Pushed onto the defensive by spiraling popular dissent, Mamta Banerjee today played to the galleries as only she can. In a full-throated, theatrical performance, the Bengal Chief Minister utilized all the oratorial experience she has gained over the years to rail against the system that denies women justice. There she is, viewers, on the right of your screens, and hopefully we will be able to keep her there on your screens. Yes, the very same system she presides over and which cheated Abhaya of justice. Doesn't Mamta Banerjee see herself as part of the state administration? Or does she think that people won't see through her spectacularly brazen whataboutery? Does she think that people will buy into her attempt to villainize Prime Minister Modi and demand his resignation? Don't the people know that law and order is a state subject and that Bengal doesn't fall under the purview of Prime Minister Modi at the center? Mamta is clearly wanting to shun all accountability. Why else, viewers, would she drone on and on about how there was a massive conspiracy to defame the fair name of Bengal? Is she suggesting, viewers, that the hundreds and thousands of Bengalis, women, youth, doctors, students who are out on the streets of Kolkata are part of some larger campaign sponsored by the BJP to defame Bengal? Viewers, what can be more contemptuous? What can be more contemptuous of a people's agitation? But aside from the diversionary tactics, the Chief Minister appears convinced that she has stumbled upon a magic formula, and that formula revolves around enacting a stringent new law, which Mamta did today. Mamta believes that this more stringent law will serve as a deterrent. The reality is that it isn't laws so much as the will to implement them that brings down crime. So for academics involved with the facts, viewers, I'll tell you what this new law tells us. This new law tells us that there will be capital punishment. Capital punishment, death, if the victim dies or becomes vegetative. It tells us there will be a life term for those convicted of rape and gang rape. There will be a fast-track, swift investigation. Within 21 days, the probe will be completed. Fast-track courts, dedicated special courts and investigation teams, and an Aparijita task force to probe cases of rape or atrocities on women and children. But as of now, there's little evidence to suggest that there is will within the Mamta administration to administer justice by implementing laws, even the new one. What the Mamta Banerjee's own colleagues refusing to hear the message from the streets. Over the last few days, TMC leaders have trivialized the protests and intimidated the protesters. In fact, for every tough provision in the new law, there's a TMC MLA rubbishing those crusading for justice. There's lovely Maitra, TMC MLA, who comes out and says, quote, "Doctors are turning into butchers in the name of protests. The poor can't afford treatment at private hospitals, are suffering due to a lack of medical care in government hospitals. Are they doctors? Human?" Viewers, she was ticked off today for putting her foot so squarely in her mouth that she now says that the doctors are the greatest things in Bengal. Can you believe it, viewers? Atish Sarkar, another TMC leader, and he says, quote, those abusing Mamta, insulting her character. I will enter your homes, take perverse photographs, morphed photographs of your mothers and sisters and hang them on your walls. What a pervert, viewers. What a pervert. Udayan Guha, TMC minister, those who are pointing fingers at Mamta, abusing her and demanding her resignation will be identified, their fingers will be broken, otherwise these people will try to make Bengal into Bangladesh, he says. Viewers, are these the people who are going to, with great alacrity, give justice? God forbid, when the next Abhaya is violated. Khokan Das, TMC MLA, he says there are people who are trying to create a ruckus, but we are quiet. What if we want to create ruckus? Then where will they go? In other words, threatening violence, counter violence, viewers. There's Arup Chakrabarti, a TMC member of parliament. In the name of the movement, he says, you may go home or go about with your boyfriend. If a patient dies because of your strike and public anger falls on you, we will not save you. And this, viewers, is Mr. Chakrabarti's advice, sexist advice to the women who wanted to reclaim the night, viewers. Can you believe it? This is their sick, perverse, sexist mentality. But beyond Mamta's MLAs and their shameful attempt at discrediting the protests, there's even more sinister game plan to deter attempts at holding the Mamta government to account. Worryingly, the game plan is hard-coded into the letter of this bill, viewers. In a chilling bid to scare the press from holding her government to account, the bill deems it mandatory for journalists to seek permission from her government to report on judicial proceedings in rape cases. Failure to do so will result in jail time, a financial penalty. Let me read out, viewers, the provision. It is clause 75. It says printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings without permission will entail a punishment, jail for 3 to 5 years and a fine. While it is a cognizable offence, thankfully it will be a bailable one, but viewers, it will be in a sessions court, so it will be deemed a criminal offence. That case, and as you know, viewers, in our country, the process is worse than the punishment. That case will hang over a journalist's head like the sword of Damocles. He will not or she will not have the guts to go out and report a matter. The question is, what is making Mamta Banerjee so nervous that she is making it a crime to report on rape cases being heard in court? Is the draconian provision in the new law a direct result of the pasting Mamta government has got from courts, both the High Court and the Supreme Court, for mismanaging the Abhaya case? Does Mamta Banerjee want to ensure that her government is never held to account again? And if this isn't a sure sign of authoritarianism, then what is, viewers? And that is the question we need to put out there and ask tonight in all earnestness. And I know that there are many newsrooms around the country that will ignore this, viewers, this devil in the detail, because they don't have the spine or they're already beginning to feel the chilling effects of this new law. Friends, I will not be intimidated. I will ask that uncomfortable question, and I want to begin first with Jai Anant Dehadrai, an advocate. We also have with us Mamata Banerjee, political analyst. Let's open this up. Mr. Dehadrai, where do you locate this clause in this overarching legislation? Forget about the provisions right now. We'll talk about the provisions. What do you make of this?
Rahul, good evening to you and to my other fellow panelists. Before I jump into that, there are just a few things I'd like to mention to you. This law, according to me, and I've studied it, the bill, very carefully, the law, according to me, is nothing but an eyewash to take attention away from a completely botched up, perhaps collusive and perhaps corrupt investigation that Calcutta police led in this entire matter. So the idea seems to be to somehow or the other take attention away from that entire disaster that took place and to distract the public's attention away from it. That said, there are a few facts and figures that I must place before you before we get into the nitty-gritties of the law. And if you'll permit me, I just want to tell you a few things. If you take the latest budget of the government of West Bengal, the Law and Justice Department has been sanctioned only 1,466 crores. Minority Affairs and Madarsa Education, on the other hand, gets 5,530 crores. Now, this is a state of 10 crore individuals. Now, with 10 crore individuals and 23 districts, you have district courts only in 21 out of those 23 districts. The state requires 200 fast-track courts. It has only today 88 fast-track courts. And when the union government came up with a scheme to try and allot more fast-track courts for rape cases and POCSO cases, which are offences committed against children, the state government decided to avail of that scheme in a very minuscule, to a very minuscule extent. Out of the 123 special for the fast-track courts that were sanctioned for the state, Mamta Banerjee only availed of 17, of which only 6 are functional today. So if you add up 88, which are the fast-track courts presently in the state, you add that to 6 which are operational, you get the paltry figure of 94 courts. So this brings me back to what you said earlier, Rahul. This is not a problem. This entire issue is not a problem of a poor law, but of faulty implementation of the law as it presently stands and pathetic implementation of the criminal justice system in the state of Bengal. This is what the problem really is. So it's poor resource allocation. It's a complete eyewash to take attention away from a botched up investigation, and you come up with this funny law. And let me tell you the weakest aspect of this amendment, that if this government had its heart in the right place, they would have brought in stringent punishment for their own police officers so as to fasten some accountability. But now the punishment that presently exists is only 7 years for an offense like this, where evidence has been destroyed, or if there's any destruction of material. It's only 7 years. So what about the police officers who were perhaps involved and complicit in ensuring that the crime scene was damaged and destroyed? It's only 7 years. So this law is a complete eyewash, if you ask me, this amendment.
And to top it all off, let's also, in the process, put the fear of God into the press so they don't even talk about issues such as this.
And Rahul, on that, I want to ask this question. Will this apply also to the loudmouth members of this particular political party? Will it apply to all of the contradictory statements that came out of all of those different members of this political party who were trying to demean the memory of the victim, and were trying to, in some way or the other, were trying to make it appear less serious than it actually was? Will it apply to them?
Yes, I think that's a very good question. Clearly not. Clearly not, viewers. This is a chilling attempt. And Abhijit Iyer Mitra is also there with us. Let's get his view. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, this entire charade that played out today in the Bengal Assembly, do you think it's going to convince anybody?
Rahul, remember what the problem was. It wasn't the rape. You can never get rid of rape. All right. Horrible torture rape happens throughout the world. There are much better policed countries than us. There are much better, I won't say better, it's a nasty word, but a much more surveilled countries than us, and rapes happen out there. All we can do is deter and reduce rape. The problem here is the covering up of the rape, the acceptance and almost validation given to the head of that particular hospital where it happened, shifting him to another position and providing him with protection. And this is a systematic pattern we've seen with West Bengal. Remember Shah Jahan Sheikh, who mysteriously disappears for more than a month. And then when the CBI gets the go-ahead to take him into custody and prosecute him, he's miraculously found by the West Bengal police and delivered up to justice. Even when he's delivered up to justice, did you notice all the stride and the sort of chutzpah he was oozing? He walked in there like he owned the police station. Now, what are they trying to do? Jay hit the nail on the head. They are trying very desperately to divert from the fact this is a case of acute police cover-up. Law and order isn't very good in India. We are a severely under-policed state. There is too much clogging of the judicial system with case pendency and things like that. But they are now making this about rape and reporting of the rape. Where was the reporting of the rape wrong? Had the Kolkata police come out and laid all the facts out right in the beginning, none of the wrong reporting that happened would have happened.
Yes.
Every piece that was reported was quoted from either a doctor in RG Kar Hospital or from somebody connected to the case. Right? We need to be very clear. This is the RG Kar cover-up controversy. It is not the RG Kar
cover-up controversy. I think what you're saying, backed with all the facts, both of you gentlemen, Mr. Dehadra and Mr. Mitra, I think it's going to be a little difficult for Anirban Banerjee tonight. Mr. Banerjee, let me ask you, covering up of rape and crimes is the real intention. So Mamta wants immunity from the prying eyes of journalists, etc., and she inserts this chilling proviso in the law. Take permission from me before you report any rape case while it's being tried in the courts. That's what it is, Mr. Banerjee.
From the opening statements of Mr. Dehadra, it was amply clear that he and his chums from the BJP are yet to forget the drubbing that they got from Madam Mamata. So here, what we can actually see is that he
Why are you
is
making
getting
it personal?
the entire context
No,
wrong.
is that your
The
response,
question
Mr.
of-
Banerjee,
It's
to
not nothing
personalize, to
personal.
make things
Nothing-
personal here?
nothing
Do you have no
personal.
answer
I
on
don't
merit?
even know him personally. Why would it be personal?
No, answer
Because
on merit.
the way he attacked...
No, are you denying that there is this proviso? What do you mean? Asking for
denying-
permission to report. What do you mean by this? Explain to me. No, explain to me. What do you mean? What do you mean? Had the Modi government put this in, you would have been from the Hooghly upwards. You would have been protesting. Right? I'm asking you now, Mr. Banerjee, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? No, hang on. I'm asking you. Printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings without permission. What kind of democracy is this, sir? Tell me.
Okay. So you have got many objections about this particular provision, but without this law, it hasn't been enacted yet, but without this kind of a law in action, the Press Freedom Index, India is anyway 168 out of 170 countries.
That is my dear friend. That is my dear friend. Hang on, Mr. Banerjee. That is my dear friend, because you chaps want only affirmation from discredited foreign institutions who are actually militating against our country. You buy into that. My dear friend, let me tell you, Mr. Banerjee, you are not, if you think by passing such a clause in this bill, you are adding in any way to India's credibility, press freedom credibility, you're wrong. You're actually going to even bring it down further. Mr. Banerjee, I'm asking you this simple question. What do you mean by seek permission? Any matter relating to court proceedings. What do you mean by this?
Okay, now may I answer? So that you got worked up so much because of the fact that 160 or 170 actually hurt at the right place. I am thankful that it did. At least people with some conscience would really get hurt. This particular provision comes after we have seen that a series of fake news, nothing but fake news, have been reported as actual facts in this particular Abhaya case of RG Kar.
What fake news? What fake news? No, give me the fake news. 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 What is this fake news?
There have been a string of fake news.
What is it? Give me a specific.
I'll tell you what they are. I'll tell you what they are.
Yeah.
I will tell you what they are.
Yeah, you're waiting for what? A handout from the TMC? Come on, tell me. What are you waiting for? Tell me the fake news.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
Okay, tell me.
Have some patience. First of all, quoting some unknown source, the list of injuries sustained by the victim. Almost all the media channels went gung-ho about the list of injuries, which never occurred.
And where did it get clarified? It got clarified in court. Did it not? Yes or no? Did it get clarified in court? Yes or no?
It doesn't matter what happened in court.
It doesn't matter what happened in court. It doesn't matter what happened in court, viewers. It doesn't happen that the HC and the SC pulled up the Mamta government. It doesn't matter, you see.
And then he will point towards the court.
Because they are fundamentally undemocratic. Even the writ of the court doesn't matter to them.
You are fundamentally afraid to report the proper fact.
Right.
Why did you have to make up facts? Why did you have to report fake news?
Right.
If you had
Now
courage
viewers,
report proper facts,
here
your propaganda would have- that is the
here
reason.
is a blanket. Now, can you believe it? Okay, you are bothered about fake news. There are many ways of tackling fake news. Certainly by seeking permission of the state government.
This is one of them.
No,
of
hang on.
course.
Is not going to change anything, viewers. It's only going to lead to the state government saying, no, sorry, you can't cover. Pradeep Bhandari, would you like to respond to Mr. Banerjee?
Rahul, thank you so much for having me on your show. For Mr. Banerjee and the TMC, the fake news is when the media, the High Court, the Supreme Court, all in unanimity said that it's a case of gang rape and murder, the TMC's administration was trying to push this as a case of suicide. That is why they're extremely jittery. They want the media to not report this case, Rahul, because it is because of media's reporting of this case that this very cover-up operation was exposed. Till the nth hour, Mamta Banerjee was protecting Sandeep Ghosh. Not once the Calcutta police interrogated Sandeep Ghosh, investigated Sandeep Ghosh, and today Sandeep Ghosh is arrested. In the court, Sandeep Ghosh, leave apart Sandeep Ghosh, Calcutta police and the entire Mamta's administration told the victim that it's a case of suicide. The victim did not have the faith in Mamta's administration. The media reported what the victim said, and this is why he's calling it fake news. I will tell you why he's calling fake news. Because in this entire operation, Rahul, if you remember, there have been journalists, and I will name the journalists, you remember, there have been journalists like Abhijit Majumdar who tried to question the Calcutta police. The Calcutta police and the administration went out of the way to get their number blocked. Calcutta police tried to put fake cases on journalists on social media so that they stop reporting this case. But all of these attempts did not let the people of Bengal ask Mamta Banerjee a very, very simple question, Rahul, and that's the question which I am asking. Now, it has been established that this is a case of rape and murder. It has been established that Sandeep Ghosh was an accused and is an accused, and none of these were established by Calcutta police. But Mamta Banerjee still now has not suspended or transferred her favorite cop. And this is not for the first time, Rahul. If you remember what happened in the 2021 anti-Hindu post-poll violence, what was the observation of the Calcutta High Court? The Calcutta High Court said it's not the rule of law, but law of the ruler. The law of the ruler wants a kangaroo court where the chief minister decides whether Rahul Shivshankar or any other journalist, what should he report, when should he report, what should he speak, when should he be silent. And this is why I completely agree with you. They want to get kangaroo court and state control media in Bengal so that the plight of women cannot be reported.
So since Mr. Banerjee brought up the names of some of the more well-educated and extremely erudite spokespeople, MPs of the TMC, I want to ask, will Mahua Moitra today support this clause? Will Ms. Sardesai step forth and say that this is an inversion of the democratic backsliding that is going on? Will they come up, these great champions of free speech? I want to ask you, one second, let me ask he's also waiting patiently, Mr. Chaudhary. Mr. Chaudhary is waiting patiently. Mr. Chaudhary, Rahul Gandhi, who went from here all the way to Timbuktu and from there to God alone knows where else, to champion democracy in India, is he going to let this pass? Is the entire chain of the great erudite spokespeople of the Congress going to let this pass, sir? Or are you no longer in opposition? In Bengal, you are actually sitting in the lap of the government. Simple question.
Thank you, Rahul. First and foremost, as we speak tonight, all of us, there is a silent revolution going out on the streets of Calcutta. And we are all part and witness to the revolution that is happening in Calcutta.
No, you are not part of it. If you don't take a position, if you already haven't taken a position, if the Congress party already hasn't called out Mamta Banerjee for inserting this clause, printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings without permission is punishable jail for 3 to 5 years and additionally a fine, then, sir, you're not on the side of the protesters or of the truth. You're on the side of the cover-up. And I want to ask you, Mr. Chaudhary, should the Congress party have taken a position on this by now, yes or no, since it champions democracy so much?
Rahul, I invite you at my expense, please come to Calcutta and see the Congress party's agitation on daily basis in the streets of Calcutta regarding this article or against the Mamta Banerjee government. It's irrelevant whether the Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka
Yes,
Gandhi.
yes, we're waiting to see Priyanka Vadra in Calcutta. We're waiting to see Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi in Calcutta. I am extremely patient. Please tell me, where are they?
Let him respond. Let him respond. Yes,
Rahul,
Chaudhary
I
sir.
come to your show because
Yes,
it's
yes,
not a
Mr. Chaudhary,
shouting
go ahead.
debate.
Mr. Chaudhary, go ahead.
Debate out here like the BJP
I think Mr. Bhandari is backed off. Please.
Yeah. Now the basic point that we are discussing out here is that whether Mamta Banerjee brought this law will serve any purpose to stem the
No.
evil
Hang
that is
on.
there in
Just
the
a minute.
society.
Do you think it is? I'm going to ask you a question. Do you
No,
think by
absolutely
inserting, printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings in rape cases without permission is punishable? Do you think this
Rahul,
will further the cause? Yes, Mr. Dayal, one second. Would it further the cause of justice? Yes or no? Take a position tonight.
Not at all.
Yes,
not
I'm
at all,
telling
because
that I was
no
about
court
to
in this
bring out
country
the point, but
will
you never
uphold or
let me
allow this
speak,
law to
sir.
exist on the
One,
book.
Mr.
Well,
Dehradai,
yes, but Mr. Dehadrai, someone has to stand up in court
Let me
and
say-
challenge
let me
it.
tell you.
Otherwise,
Let me-
it's
let
not
me-
going to happen.
Rahul,
I
there
don't
is
think
no
Rahul Gandhi
censorship
will.
is bad enough.
I don't think the
Rahul,
Congress
Dehradai,
party
if you
will.
Please,
Rahul,
let me
if
submit,
censorship
let me
is bad
complete my
enough,
point
this
of
law
view,
as it has
then
been
you can come
drafted
in. Then you
is
can come in.
pre-censorship.
Let me
It's
finish.
even
Okay,
worse.
okay. Let
It's like-
Mr. Dehadrai,
it's like
let Mr. Chaudhary finish. Yes, okay.
Let
Yeah.
me finish.
Take a position
Basically,
tonight, Mr.
Rahul,
Chaudhary. Take
yeah,
a clear position.
Basically, you know, the funniest part of today's debate in the assembly was Miss Mamta Banerjee asking for the resignation of Narendra Modi. And why I say this with the context of this bill? Basically, one authoritarian in Calcutta challenging another authoritarian in Delhi to resign. Both have brought in one
Mr.
bill
Chaudhary,
today. The
I'm
other
asking
one
you, since you
surreptitiously brought
have
in the
democracy,
broadcast
no,
bill.
hang on, you have the best interests of Indian democracy at heart. Can you take a position on this clause, for God's sake?
I'm
Can you
taking,
tell me that
because
clause
when we
73,
criticize-
that clause
when we
73
criticize,
should be struck
Rahul-
down? Yes, no?
Rahul, when you take a position against the statement by Udayan Guha or Lovely Moitra, similarly, I take a position against the hate speeches of Nilesh Rane or Giri
Oh,
Maharaj.
yes, it's okay.
Or-
We all do. You're not the
We
only
all
exception.
do, but
You're
we
not
should
born
organize
under. No, no,
the
hang on.
debates
You're
of
not
Nilesh
born
Rane
under
that
some
becomes
separate sun.
supported by
I'm
party
asking
and
you,
of the
hello,
party.
Mr. Chaudhary, I'm asking you a fundamental question tonight. Will you take a position against clause 73? I'm asking you this question.
Have we taken a position against the broadcast bill? Yes.
Wow.
Have we taken a
This
position
gentleman
against
is
the clause
finding it so
73?
hard to stand
Yes.
up for democracy. Why,
We have
viewers?
taken a stated
Is it
position
because
against the
the
broadcast bill
entire
brought by the
ecosystem
BJP
does not
government?
want to be challenged on its track record
But
of
you need a
protecting
validation.
or
You
actually
need a
not
validation.
protecting? Mr. Mitra, would you like to
You
come in?
need a
What is going
validation
on here?
from the BJP. You
Why
need
is
a
everyone
validation
skirting
from
this
Narendra
question?
Modi, but I
I'll tell
don't
you
need
why.
a validation from Narendra Modi or Mamta Banerjee.
Okay.
Authoritarian
Wow.
will
Wonderful.
be called
No, no, you
authoritarian.
want it from, you want
This is
it
why they were
from.
wanting alliance with Mamta Banerjee in Bengal. This is why Congress was begging for an alliance with Mamta Banerjee in Bengal in the recently concluded elections, and Mamta
We never
Banerjee
went
said
in.
no.
We
Please,
never
let's not
went in
expose
an
Rahul.
alliance
I
with
will just show a
Kumar. We
picture.
never
I will
went
just
in
show
an
one
alliance with
picture which
Chandrababu
will tell you
Naidu.
the
I
intent
never
of
went
Mamta's
in an alliance
administration.
with
And allow me,
PDP.
please.
We
Allow me,
never
Rahul.
went in
Allow
an alliance with
Rahul.
the-
This is
with-
the
we never
news
put
of
up
January
people like
21st,
Hemanta
2023.
Biswa Sharma.
How a professor was jailed for 10 years by Mamta Banerjee's government for just posting a cartoon. And I'm telling you,
You
this
have
law
jailed
goes
you
forward.
for Khalid
Mamta
for
will
10
jail
years
journalists
without
who
trial.
disagree
Without
with
any
her.
chance
Okay,
of bail.
one second,
Rahul,
Mr. Mitra.
can I just
Let
take
Mr.
you
Mitra
back
come in.
for a
Everyone.
moment? Let's not make this political. The young girl lost her life in the most brutal manner imaginable.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask
In the
Mr.
first
Banerjee,
instance.
who's defending the
You compared
indefensible
the
today,
budget
tonight.
of the law.
Is he
with the
aware
budget
of the fact that there are
Minority Affairs Ministry? You
48,600
only made it
rape cases
political,
pending
sir.
in Bengal? I'm not talking to you, Mr. Chaudhary. I'm referring to Mr.
No, you
Banerjee's
only made
statement.
it political.
Don't
How
be so
dare you-
self-obsessed.
How dare you compare
It
the
is
budget
political.
of the
Well, it is
Minority
political to
Affairs
the
with the budget of
political to
law
the extent
ministry?
of resource allocation. It is political to the extent that that state is being governed improperly. To that extent, it is political, and it is
Sir, you
also
can
political
say
to
the
the
state
extent
is
that your
governed
leaders
improperly,
have
Mamta
Fevicol in
Banerjee
their
is an
mouth and they
authoritarian.
don't talk about
But
these
you
issues
need to
because
look
it
at
is
the mirror
inconvenient
while
to them.
criticizing
To
any
that extent,
government
it
of the
is
state.
political.
You
But coming back
Kamru
to Mr.
Chaudhary,
need to understand.
Kamru Chaudhary, no, hang on. Grow a spine, sir, please. Grow a spine. Call a spade a spade. You have a problem doing that, don't spread disaffection all around. Call a spade a spade. I asked you 5 times, can't you take a position against clause 73? You don't seem to want to. Your
No, that's
commitment
not
to
the right.
democracy.
I said clause
Rahul,
73 is a thought process that exists in authoritarians like they brought in the broadcast bill.
Yes.
That's my only analogy.
Okay,
to
Rahul,
you.
so where is
this
Rahul
clause-
Gandhi then? I'm asking you. If it is
We
so
oppose-
apparent to even Kamru Chaudhary, where is Rahul Gandhi? कहाँ हैं?
We have zero MLAs in the assembly. Who is there
Mr.
to
Mitra,
protest there?
Mr. Mitra,
But we have taken a stand.
Mr. Mitra.
Officially, we have taken a stand.
Mr. Mitra.
Mute Kamru, please. He's going on interrupting everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, you know, what happens here is Rahul Gandhi goes missing wherever, Thailand, UK, wherever. Every time one of his own allies decides to make an embarrassment of themselves. You know, he was the first to rush to the spot in Hathras. Where was he when this entire, and mind you, this wasn't about the rape. This was about the cover up of the rape. That is what the anger is about. Where is he there? He left it to minions to do all the condemnation, and all the condemnation happens in such soft, muted, sweet, dulcet tones. It doesn't even sound like a condemnation. It sounds like you're going to a musical concert at a classical music hall in the Moscow Conservatory. Remember what his own dear buddy, his ally, Udayanidhi Stalin said about Hindu Dharma.
Yeah.
It is going to. It is worse than a mosquito. It is worse than malaria. We're going to wipe it out. Where was Rahul Gandhi then? He suddenly goes very quiet. He runs away. When it suits him, he's the leader of the youth. Today, he's walking on some rail track. Now, he's not a railway engineer, so I don't know what expertise he has in inspecting a rail track. I mean, I can tell you how a rail track is made, but he knows. I probably know more about rails than he does. But he'll be there at the rail track today. He has time for rail tracks, but not for the cover-up of a brutal torture, murder, rape of a woman.
Rahul.
He has time. The only thing you see on rail tracks is defecation.
I have a 10 seconds point, Rahul.
Containment.
Rahul, it is now established on your show, and it has been established that
on Hindu Dharma.
yeah, that
So,
as
this is. I bet you Rahul Gandhi supports everything. He approves and supports of everything.
Well,
Rahul, the India Alliance today.
It's going to look like that.
Rahul, the
for
India
all
Alliance
practical
today,
purposes. Yes.
Rahul, for the India Alliance today and for the Trinamool Congress in particular, journalists who reported on the RG car are criminals. For them, doctors who protested on the streets are butchers. And for them, women who protested and asked for the justice for the victim are women, going out because they want to hang out with their boyfriend. This is exactly their mindset. And I question Mamta Banerjee because none of these individuals who made these statements have been suspended from the party.
Yes.
This is why I fear this law.
Yes, Mr. Banerjee. Neither has action been taken against these people. Neither has action been taken against these people. On top of it, you've introduced this chilling clause. Go ahead, Mr. Banerjee. Go ahead. Take a position.
First of all, Pradeep was a journalist himself. He has turned a BJP spokesperson. He used to peddle fake news when he was a journalist. He still peddles fake news.
Yeah,
and
Anirban, you can debate on me for an hour, which is fine. I'm at least not as dishonest as you are. I'm not dishonest as you are. You answer the question on Trinamool Congress. You answer the question on Trinamool Congress. You answer the question on Trinamool Congress. Yes, I am a proud spokesperson of a nationalist party, unlike you, a party which backs rapists and rape accused.
Okay, let me get in here. 1 second. Look, Mr. Banerjee, you have deliberately gone out there tonight and trolled 3 people on this show. Personally attacked them. You have nothing to say. It's quite clear. The viewers are watching, viewers.
When a person peddles fake news,
they are watching all this.
He's not named one single fake news on
Not
your show.
Exactly.
There's a senior advocate on your show. There's a senior fellow.
Gentleman who has a pea brain. I asked him a question. Is he aware of the fact that there are 48,600 rape cases pending in the state of Bengal?
Yes.
He has nothing to say. And does he? And 123 fast-track courts were offered to his chief minister. And there are only 6 out of those that are functional.
Sir, are you aware
it
of
is beyond
fact that-
shameful.
Well, viewers, look, we are just going to keep going around in circles. I need to move on this show. 1
That's the
second.
news which
That's the
Mr.
news.
Deravai-
That's the news.
Yes.
That's the news. We all know the news. We all know that this has happened, viewers. Look, we can keep going around in circles. But the next time the opposition talks about the death of democracy, I hope you have the sense to remind them